Hey everyone, I'm Rob and welcome to the test drive. In today's video, I'm reviewing the 2019 and 2020 BMW X5, and today I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about this mid-size sports activity vehicle. But before we get into the video, I just wanted to let everybody know, if you're not already aware, I have a GoPro Hero Session giveaway going on my other channel called A Wander Affair. That's the channel that I have with my wife, and all you have to do is go onto that channel, subscribe to it, and then go onto the giveaway video and comment on that video. So I'm going to link everything up above in the cards as well as below in the description with the instructions, and we're going to give that away as soon as that channel hits 1,000 subscribers. It is getting so close, so I cannot wait to give that away. Now, if you've been following the channel for some time, you know that I've reviewed many different X5s and that I actually own a 2012 BMW X5, and I absolutely love the X5. I'm kind of biased toward it, but I have to say that this new, completely redesigned X5 for 2019 is definitely the best X5 ever. And the last one was really good, but this one just took it to a whole nother level, and BMW did an amazing job with it. So like in every other review, we're going to start with the exterior of this vehicle, and right away from the front you can tell that this is a different X5. The kidney grills are so much bigger, the headlights look different, more aggressive. Overall, this is a better looking vehicle, and it's kind of weird what BMW has been doing with their kidney grills. I mean, they're just making them so absolutely massive. On the new 7 Series, I actually really don't like the way they look there. I think they're just way too big. But on the X5, they work. This is a bigger SUV. Then from the side, this X5 looks bigger than the previous one. I think it actually is a little bit bigger, and you have a bunch of really nice wheel options. 19s are standard, but you can go up to 22s. The one that I'm driving has one of the 20-inch wheel options, and these look really good. And then from the rear, the X5 just looks even newer and more modern and more sophisticated. I love the new taillights. They're these kind of shorter, wider taillights like what BMW is doing in the new 3 Series. And then I love the standard dual exhaust. I think it looks great. Now, there are two different design packages for the X5. You have the X line, which is what the one that I'm driving today has. And then you also have the M Sport line, which is very typical. There's pretty much an M Sport version of every BMW. And the M Sport version, besides giving you a more aggressive looking vehicle, you also get an M Sport suspension. Then when you get to the interior, the new X5 is even more impressive. The first thing you notice when you get in here is obviously how massive the touchscreen is, and I'll get to that more when we get to the technology section of this video. But just the way everything looks and feels is so much better. The surfaces are so nice. You have soft touch surfaces all over this car, as you would expect. Obviously, you have a black headliner standard. You have this beautiful large panoramic moonroof standard, and overall, this is a really luxurious and very comfortable place to be. I love this new gear selector. The new steering wheel is really nice, and this is not even the M Sport steering wheel. You have 3 different options for seating surfaces. BMW's Sensatec, which is a leatherette surface, is standard. You can upgrade to the Vernasca leather, which is what this X5 has, for not even $1,500. And for just under $2,500, you can upgrade to merino leather. And there are multiple different colors of each seating surfaces, and the Vernasca seats in this car are very, very nice. I don't see a need to upgrade to the merino, but you can get even nicer seats if you want. And you can get so many additional luxury features in this X5. There's a package that gives you massaging seats. You can get ventilated seats in that same package with the massaging seats. You can obviously get heated seats in the front and in the rear. You can get heated armrests. You can get heated and cooled cup holders in this X5. It's amazing the level that BMW has gotten this X5 up to. The X5 also has a ton of room, as you'd expect. The driver and front passenger have so much room. The space in between the 2 seats is perfect. You have a very large back seat. I'm 6 feet tall and I can sit behind myself with no problem at all. Somebody much bigger than me could sit back there very comfortably. And then you can also get a 3rd row in the X5, and that's great because obviously now you have the X7, which is even larger. But if you don't need an X7, and if you don't really have adults in the third row ever, then the X5 is really nice because you can get that third row, and it does give you 2 additional seats even though they're smaller seats. I also love the ambient lighting in this X5. BMW is starting to get really good at ambient lighting. I think Mercedes still probably does it best, but I really like the look inside of this X5 at night. Then when you get to the performance, the X5 is again really impressive. The standard engine option is the 40i, at least in North America, and that gives you a 3-liter turbocharged inline 6-cylinder, putting out 335 horsepower, 330 pound-feet of torque. That's a lot of power, and in this SUV that takes you from 0 to 60 in only 5.3 seconds, according to BMW, which is really freaking quick, especially for an SUV that gets you up to 26 miles per gallon on the highway. So this is kind of a perfect setup for performance. But there's also the xDrive 50i, which gives you a 4.4-liter turbocharged V8, putting out 456 horsepower and somewhere around that level of torque as well. The 4.4-liter V8 is a $15,000 premium over the 3-liter inline 6. So while you do get better performance, it does come at a very significant cost. And then new for 2020 is the M50i, which takes performance to an even higher level, putting out well over 500 horsepower and giving you a lot of the M performance parts that will probably be available when the X5M comes out. And this X5 also rides so nicely. There are a couple different suspension upgrade options. You do have the off-road package, which gives you an air suspension component as well, and that's really nice. There's also some driving modes that you don't get in just a normal X5 that you get in the off-road. You also get the electronic rear locking diff in that off-road package for $4,000. The one I'm driving doesn't have any of them, but it still rides so nicely. It's still so comfortable, but it's also quick and it's fun to drive and it's nimble. It doesn't feel nearly as heavy. It also takes corners pretty well. And like in pretty much every BMW, you have a couple different driving modes, and actually when you move this over to manual mode to shift the gears yourself, even in comfort mode, the shifts are instant. I mean, they're absolutely instant. There's really no delay at all, which is very impressive. And then when you get to the technology in the all-new X5, BMW again took this SUV to a whole nother level. You get this massive touchscreen, the biggest screen that has ever been in an X5, and it's huge, which is great because that's where everybody's going. Every manufacturer is putting these larger screens, and I like that this is a wide screen versus a vertical tall screen. I just like the way this looks. Just kind of makes the whole dash look bigger, in my opinion. And this has BMW's newest iDrive system, and this is a really nice, very responsive system. You can obviously use the scroll wheel or the touch functionality. You can get gesture control for this, so you can like turn the volume up and down just by making gestures and change the radio station or the track and things like that. The one that I'm driving just doesn't have it. And then you get this amazing fully digital instrument cluster, which I really like. The only thing I don't like about it is the way that the tachometer is set up, where it basically goes opposite of the speedometer. You can customize the look of this screen. You can put the navigation in the middle like I have it. You also have a couple different safety and driver assist packages. The one that I'm driving doesn't have the driver's assistant package, but it does have the parking assistant package, and that has a ton of different cameras. It's only a $700 package, and it gives you so many different cameras, from the front camera to a moving rear camera. You get the top camera, and it's so cool actually how it works when you put this into reverse and the way that the cameras move around, and it gives you kind of the view that it thinks you want. It makes it really easy to maneuver this thing. You have two different sound system options above the standard system, which by the way, the standard system in the X5 is great, but there's also a Harman Kardon sound system for not even $900, and then you have a Bowers & Wilkins sound system for I think around $42 or $43. $3,300. Now, if you get those, let's say you were customizing an X5, then you'd also have to get some of the higher end packages. I think the Bowers & Wilkins is only with the executive package, so there's a couple things with that, but even the standard sound system is really nice. The X5 also comes standard with multiple USB-C ports, 2 in the rear, 1 up front, and it's really nice to see the forward thinking with that, and more manufacturers are now putting USB-C ports in vehicles when there's so many phones, like the iPhone for example, that don't yet offer USB-C charging. Surprisingly, the X5 doesn't come standard with keyless entry or satellite radio. Those are both part of the convenience tier for $1,150, as well as 4-zone climate control is also included in that package. And that's one of the really nice things with this X5 is that the packages aren't very expensive. So they're grouped together pretty nicely, and for $1,000 to $2,000 here and there, you can get a lot of the features that you want that aren't standard. So if you can't already tell, I obviously really like the new X5, and I think it's a really solid competitor in this space, this mid-size luxury SUV space where everybody's vehicles just keep getting better and better. Mercedes has done an amazing job. Audi's done an amazing job at updating their vehicles. So it's nice to see BMW make a really good, solid, fun, highly technological, modern new X5, and I'm really excited to see how this does. There's no X5M yet, but I figure that's going to be out probably within the next year or two, and I'm sure we'll have a plug-in hybrid option available very soon as well. So thanks for taking this test drive with me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any awesome upcoming videos. I have so many more reviews in the works. I have a bunch of reviews that I've filmed and haven't edited yet, and then I have a couple mods that are happening right now to my 440i, and I cannot wait to show you those. So much more exciting stuff happening on the channel, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of it. So thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.